All right, hey guys, Jason here. We're up here at the amazing Franklin Chevy here in Statesboro, Georgia. And we are wandering a lot. It's Thanksgiving Day, and just out here this morning making some videos, doing some stuff. We're going to talk about my predictions for the whole industry, all the truck industry, 2026. What will happen? And I believe it will be a big, very interesting series of changes that are going to happen this year that we are going to see for the first time. And I find it very interesting. Just had a long conversation about this stuff with Barry over at CTEC. Like I said, we've been very good friends for 20-something years. And we were talking about, which kind of stemmed me to make this video. But my thoughts, my personal thoughts, this is opinion-based, okay? So you take it for what it's worth. But my thoughts are 2026 will be the year that many things come to reality in the auto industry. Why 2026? Well, 2026 is a precipice of, that's like the biggest word I think I ever used. I actually don't even know what the word means. So I don't know what the precipice is. I don't know what that word means, but what I should say is 2026 is the year where we've been through all the stuff that happened over the last 5 years. We have the new EPA regulations kicking in for 2027 right around the corner. We've seen the ups and downs that bad CEOs have done, like Farley, Tavares, Barga, however you say your name, Mary. But we've seen the situations that have unfolded and unpacked it, the Toyota issues that have come, the GM stuff that they're suffering with almost every single motor they make and they have going on, the Ford issues that have been there through that stuff. We've seen what Tavares has done with the Ram pricing and what they did and how Kuniskis has turned things around. We've seen all of this stuff happen over the last few years. So that puts us on this precipice. Is that the word? I don't know. I don't know what that word means, but it sounds like it should fit in this sentence. So I'm using it, even if I'm wrong. Sorry, but it puts us where we are today. And the predictions we have for 2026. Where is my predictions? Well, let's start with Chevy. Chevy is right here, okay? Chevy has, for the longest time, been considered number 2. Ford, then Chevy. It's always been, as far as in the United States, when you talk about the big 4, it has been Ford, Chevy, Ram, and then Toyota. As far as sales numbers go, as far as thought process is, that's how it's kind of been. Well, in my opinion, Chevy will drop down to the actual very bottom of the barrel. Okay, that's what's going to happen. Now, that may be a good thing for them because then they can climb their way back up. But Chevy has dug themselves into such a hole with their engine problems and their quality control problems and their things like that, that I do believe that they are going to drop down pretty hardcore. They will be able to recover. They can sort this and get it solved, but I think they're going to just ride it out till 2027 when that new motor comes out, scrape by with fixing as little as they have to, and just kind of sweep this under the rug and let it be what it's going to be, and then try to bounce back in 2027. I'm not saying it in a bad way. I'm just saying I think that 2026, Chevy's going to be hurting tremendously. GMC's going to be hurting tremendously. They got their issues with the HDs, with the Trances. They got their motor issues and all the 1500s. They got a lot of problems going on right now that, again, they're addressing and they're taking care of, and they're not a bad company. I'm not saying that in a little bit. I'm just saying they're going through a rough patch, which I think is going to knock them down tremendously. That is my prediction. It is going to knock them down tremendously. Now, the Colorado, the midsize, the Colorados and the Canyons will be their saving grace. This is what will save them. And the simple 2.7 Turbo Max, like you see in here, will save the day for them, but they are going to be struggling tremendously, is my thought process. And they're just going to ride it out and let it be what it's going to be. And hopefully they do get sorted, the transmission issues in the HD truck, so that's fixed. And even if they don't, it's nice to know that for, yeah, it's $2,000, but, I mean, you got Nate, you got people from Next Gen, you got ways to solve those problems. And we hear that GM is actually working on a fix. This should be out very soon for those, so they can fix them in-house and not let that be an issue for these. So the HDs will be a rock solid buy still for them. And the Colorados and Canyons midsize will be a rock solid buy for them. The full size is going to struggle a little bit. That's my prediction for 2026 for GMC and for Chevy. And what Chevy has to understand, and GMC has got to understand, yeah, so their new one, their AT4X coming out, ooh, it's going to fit 35s. Okay, they reshaped these wheel wells Okay, they reshaped the wheel wells a little bit, so now finally in 2026 we can fit a 35-inch tire on there because of these funky, weird shaped wheel wells that I cannot stand on any of them, but they finally shaped them. See, the problem isn't up here, and it isn't this cut, isn't that? The problem is here and here. No room. Okay, that's where their fail is. They should have took this line and extended it right down to there. Okay, gave us some room in here, but they don't. But now they're gonna open it up at least enough so you can fit a 35 on there. Woohoo! Guess what? The rest of the world's already on 37s. 35s were yesterday's news in the full-size world. It's yesterday's news. You should have saw that and fixed it, but Chevy is way behind the times on this stuff. So my predictions for Chevy, they're gonna struggle. 2026 is gonna be ugly times, ugly situation, ugly world for them this year. That is, again, my thoughts on how they're gonna end up rolling. And I do believe that GMC is in for a eye-opening experience as the GMC lineup setup is in 2026. I believe that GMC has finally done what Ford did, what Ram suffered from 2 years ago and has bounced back from tremendously. But I think GMC has finally hit there. Ford is stuck in the bubble of it right now. Ford cannot get out of their own way. They cannot stop themselves from shooting themselves in the foot. They cannot get out of it. And well, GMC, I think in 2026 will be there as well too, and that is their pricing. They are going to realize that nobody thinks that they're worth it anymore. You got a simple 5.3 right here in an elevation trim, and you're going to tell me that somehow that this thing's worth 50, or right here, $63,000 for a elevation, a base level elevation is worth $63,000. This is a base level. Okay, this is the stuff that I think is going to hit them pretty hard. And, look at elevation. Here's an elevation with a Duramax turbo diesel, which was great, but is now having some issues. But look at the prices, $65,000, almost $66,000. It is an elevation, a base. Okay, base model. I do believe that these are going to come back, and these are going to crush GMC. Their sales are, these vehicles are going to sit. Not many people are going to buy them. Now, the Chevys will move because the Chevys are base model, but look at every single one of these is an elevation. Okay, every single one is an elevation. I've not yet seen a GMC that is not. Oh, here's a Denali. Okay, what about over here? Every one of these, every single one of these is a base level GMC. Why? Because they're priced too stupid high. Here's an Ultimate 6.2, okay, Denali right here. What are we looking at on here? Oh, where should we be? How about $90,000? 90 grand. No offense, that's cute and all, and it's kind of neat and it's fancy, but you have any idea what, for less money, you can be in a tungsten level Ram. All right, let's take a quick second, mention our sponsor of this video here, Last Fit. They build some of the most amazing products. We use their stuff on everything. Every truck I own and have owned recently has been all set up with Last Fit stuff. We're going to take a look at it real quick and show you some of their offerings. All right, let's take a look at their portable units. These things are incredible. They have 3 different sizes of these things, and they're battery powered. Take them anywhere. They get the job done. They work awesome. They'll fill 4 35-inch tires very easily all on one charge. This thing is incredible. Love them. Handy to have around the house. Quick and easy to grab for any of your jobs. Filling trailer tires, basketballs, car tires, you name it. It's just right there. And then they got the Big Dog. The Big Dog double cylinder, twin cylinder generator right here, or compressor right here. Look at this thing scream. Look at how fast this system goes. And you can use it to fill one tire for anything you need like that, but you also have the 4-way connector like this. It's a 4-way inflator and deflator system. It's one of the best I've ever seen with only 2 simple hoses. Got that compared with it. It deflates your tires quick and easy for you, and it also fills them super fast. It'll fill 4 of these 35-inch tires from 19 pounds all the way up to 48 pounds, and it'll do it in 7 minutes, all 4 at one time. Last Fit crushes it when it comes to compressor systems. They crush it with every product they have. I have so much of their stuff and I love everything, but this compressor system here, incredible. Check them out, Last Fit. Okay, I mean, no offense to it, but they're nowhere near. It's not, they just don't have it. So GMC's in a world of trouble there. Here's another one right here. Here's a 5.3 Denali. Okay, a little simpler design here, not a Denali Ultimate, just a Denali, but still we're looking at $75,000. I don't know if you can see that. I can barely see it. There we go. 75 grand. So my prediction is that GMC is going to learn what Ford is learning right now, and they're going to learn what Ram learned 2 years ago, that your greed will get you nowhere. Okay, these trucks are not worth these prices, and they're not going to move. So if you're looking for one, if you're looking for a GMC, I believe that the middle to end of 2026 will be the time to buy, because people will have just said, enough. No, thank you. We don't need it. It's not worth it. And they'll be fighting and struggling like crazy to move these things to try and get them done, because they don't have the value in them. Okay, look at even a fit and finish of this. Like we're seeing here. Look at how bad that is. It's almost as tall as my finger, that gap in there. Okay, I mean, this is the stuff that we're dealing with here. Like I said, the quality is not there on anything. It's just, and it's not GMC, I'm just saying everything. Nothing is as good as it should be anymore. And everything is built a lot crappier. And we have come to accept that and deal with it sometimes, but not when you start talking about $70,000, $80,000, and $90,000 trucks. So I think GMC is going to suffer tremendously in that aspect, because of the fact that people aren't going to spend this kind of money on them. They're not going to put the money and the dollars into them, where when you have Chevy that is right there that can do basically the same exact thing, and they can do it for the same kind of money, or for a lot less money, and do the same job. So prediction, they're going to go down pretty hard. They're going to be struggling a little bit. Go over here by Chevy stuff. Hold on. Now here's a perfect example of that. Here's a brand new GMC HD 2500. Beautiful truck, looks great, excellent. X31 package like a Z71. It's got the standard gasser 6.6 V8 in it. Nice setup, here it is. Beautiful truck, cloth interior. Like I said, we're not talking anything crazy here. Simple lineup for a low-grade SLE Sierra, okay? But we're $65,000. 65 grand for this truck. Nice looking truck, don't get me wrong, absolutely beautiful. But it's GMC. Now, in reality, $65,000, not bad for that, but many people are going to go this route instead. Okay, here we take a Z71 Chevy version of the exact same truck. Exact same thing. 6.6 liter gas, Allison's transmission, Z71, which is like the X31 on GMC. This is the same exact truck, basically, in Chevy's version. And look at here. Okay, 58, 59,000. So we're coming in, $6,000 cheaper. Same thing, same interior. Okay, I know it's hard to see through there. Same truck. It's the same thing, $6,000 cheaper. People will start gravitating to this more. They will go this route before they start diving into that other stuff, especially when you start looking at here. Look at, we were seeing GMCs for $60,000, $70,000, $80,000. Here's Z71 Chevy Silverados right here. And we just look at this real quick on here. What are we seeing on here? Okay, 67, this is RST. We're talking money in here, but still, even an upper trim RST, a lot less money. See what I'm getting at here? Even something as simple as this, a standard Turbo Max. Look at here, simple, functional, but we are talking about $47,000, $48,000 and something you can get in a $30,000 range. You could buy this for 39 grand. Okay, so that's the stuff we're talking about. So my prediction for Chevy, GMC is going to drop tremendously. Chevy is going to rise. They're all going to have a rougher year. They're going to be down. The whole GMC network is going to go down a little bit lower in sales. They're going to struggle a little bit harder. Their engine problems, or problems they had in 2025 are going to catch up to them in 2026, and they're going to feel the pain from that a little bit, is my prediction. Let me know what your thoughts are. What do you think? And obviously I went way too long on this video, so we're going to do the rest of the brands separately, but that's my predictions for what's going to happen for GMC in 2026. That's my thoughts. Let me know what you're thinking. Thanks for watching.